Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Essie, and today on the Cortez, I'm continuing my series, Mental Health Beyond Borders. So you should just know that whoever I'm going to be interviewing is outside Ghana. And today I have my very own friend and podcaster and poet, writer, author, speaker, mindset coach, Sharon Gibson. So Sharon, welcome to the Cortez, and you should have been on this Cortez like 4 years ago, because I think we knew each other way before the channel started and all of that. So sorry I have brought you late to the party, but I'm glad you were finally able to make it. So welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like to do a quick intro?
Oh yeah, you said it all. I mean, I'm a mindset coach, I'm an author, I'm a poet, but the poet is very seasonal because it's only when I fall in love that I'm able to write poems. I just noticed I haven't written any poem in like a long time because how do you call it? I haven't fallen in love in a long time. Like when I mean love, like deep, deep love. So I need to fall in love again. But yeah, I write occasionally like articles, quotes, I have revelation every now and then, my experiences in life. I'm also an observer of life. So when I observe things, I also write about them. I'm about to publish, hopefully very soon, my second book. What else? Yeah, that's basically, but everything I do is just to help people's mindset, to help them develop, their selves and become a full-fledged human being. Yeah.
You are doing amazing as always. And I just want to set this straight before people get confused. You are currently where now?
In France. I'm in France.
But what's your nationality?
My nationality is in the air. Funny enough, yeah. So many people ask me, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? And I never say it. Why? Because I love to identify myself as a global citizen. And I noticed that most people try to attach you based on where you're from. And from I've had so many experiences, and it doesn't really, where I come from doesn't really define who I am as a person. So I love to say I'm a global citizen, and I literally don't tell people where I'm from, to be honest.
Okay. But you schooled in Ghana, right?
Yeah, I schooled in Ghana.
Yes. So that is how I want people to know that you schooled in Ghana.
Oh, yes.
I think you spent most of your life growing up in.
Yes. And then I was at the University of Ghana. I did economics and Chinese, and also in Achimota school. So
okay. So you are proud. How do you say? Is it Akora or Accra? Akora. Okay. So you did economics and Chinese.
Yes.
Wow, you are indeed a global citizen. I don't want to start talking about it. I know if I talk about this whole I studied French, you force us to go into French, but today the French part of my brain is off. So let me just continue in English. Sharon is fond of that. She likes worrying me to speak French and writing French to me so that I'll reply in French. So I don't want to do that. But I love your outfit, especially it's a shawl, right?
Yeah. I don't even know what it's called. I think a flare. No, please let me not disgrace myself. I don't know what it's called. I don't want to say scarf, but something.
And I forgot to add, rather, you have a modeling agency, or you used to have a modeling.
It's honestly speaking, I don't know where it stands now, because I have discovered this new me that I didn't think existed or I could make a thing out of. And for example, like with my podcast, I started doing it over 2 years now, 2.5 years right now. And it's just like, I didn't even think it was going to be a thing. Now, if you even compare like my old episodes to my new episodes, you realize that, wow, like the trajectory and the growth and the development is mind-blowing. And I can also see how, I'm adding value to people all around the world. So it's just like, okay, maybe this is the path I'm supposed to take. I did do the modeling agency for almost 7 years, and it felt like, oh, that was what I was supposed to do. But now I'm just having this, new purpose, and it feels like this is my destiny. So I don't know where that stands at now, to be honest. I don't even dream about it, but anymore.
I love that you have identified that was for a season, and what you are doing now, you appreciate it, and you are also grateful for what you did in the past. I like to tell people all the time that our minds are the battlefield. Is a very powerful place, and once you have a brain, you have mental health. And the fact that you are a mindset coach tells me that you have a passion and purpose in terms of helping people to use their mind as a powerful tool. What got you into this whole mindset coaching thing?
Yeah.
You have a personal experience that led you to that?
When I was in the university, I had this girl. I met this girl called Chantal Egan, right? And we were playing basketball together. We're in the same basketball team. And I just took her like a sister. I just used to advise her. And I was back in school, I was very ambitious and very focused. I didn't even date. I dated somebody in my first level, but I wasn't really interested in like the guy stuff or going out because I was so focused. And I started coaching her and helping her with her mindset and telling her to do more with her life and all that. And from there, like I was really, really passionate about that. Then that also translated into the modeling agency.
Okay.
I was doing more coaching, mindset coaching, than training them how to be models, to be honest. Like I had this I wouldn't say a training program so for the models, for all models. And 80% of the training program was about their mindset and how they should think. So for about a year, I did that with them, their catwalk trainings and, their poses and all that, like photo shoots. I'm always encouraging them. And just a year and a half, I think, down the line, one of the models started blowing up. She started doing so well in the modeling industry, being on different billboards. The things that I told her and I instilled in her that she could accomplish. She started accomplishing all. She was on MTN billboard. She was on Wooden billboard. She was on Printex billboard. She was on all the the great fashion shows in Ghana, Glitz, Accra Fashion Week, name it. So, and it was as a result of the things that I was telling them to do. So because I put that in her mind, I put that in their mind, they started thinking big. That's when I started to see the power of the mind. And I was like, wow, what you say and how you think really becomes your life. So gradually, I don't know how, but I started finding interest in that. Anytime I open my mouth to say something, it's always encouraging somebody.
Yeah.
Every single time, whether I'm writing, even when I was modeling, and I'm writing my captions, it's always something motivational. So it started years ago, just that I didn't know what it was. And it's just in recent times that now it's just translating into what it is now. And it's becoming something that I didn't even think it would be. I never thought I'd be an author, even though I had the idea to write an economics book in my first year in the university. But I didn't think, it was going to be what it is today. But yeah, we're growing.
Okay. So would you say that you have always been a positive person? Because right now, after what you've said, I'm thinking that that means you had your life together. You were just you've always been positive, maybe from childhood, had a supportive family, supportive friends. So that is why naturally it just pours out from you to be able to mentor people and pour into people. Has it always been like that? Or you had to find yourself?
That's a very good question. So when I was growing up, it was, how should I put it? It was prohibited to say negative things at home.
Wow.
Whenever you say something negative, my mom would say, you have to say, I refuse it. So I've practically refused any negative word anybody has said upon my life. So I grew up not using negative words. Even when you're sick, you say, I'm well. Even when you don't have money, I say, I have money. I grew up in that state of mind. And, but I took it to another level, you know. So my brothers, they're kind of like me, but I'm like on another level of positivity, because when I got to the university, I met a man, a rich man, I would say. And I asked him, oh, how did you become rich? And he was like, oh, I should start by reading this book. And that was The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. So when I read that book, it took my positivity from, an A to like a J. And that's how come, I was able to be more positive and be well grounded in my positivity, irrespective of life challenges and, being pushed up and down. I do vent sometimes because I'm a human being, and we have negative positivity. So you have to be careful with that. But so I do vent out how I feel sometimes, but majority of the time, I try to remain positive and hopeful, for my future. So I think it started from when I was a child, and I just built on it, and it's actually a good way to live, to be honest.
You are a very strong person, because with all the darkness and the evil going on in the world, every time I open my timeline, you always have something positive to show. It could be a video, a picture, and it's light. Even before this interview, I watched your Instagram story, and is it your Instagram story or your main page? You were having fun and dancing. I was like, hey, Sharon, this hair positivity.
There's something I always say. I go like, if life throws, lemons at me, I will take them and make them into lemon. I'll turn them into lemonade. And it's like these days when bad things happen to me, I just smile, because I've been through like a lot. I can't even begin to tell you the darkest places I've been, to like not just the things happening to me, but just in my mind. And sometimes I feel like because I'm putting out so much out there, like sometimes you just feel this, I'll call it like evil force or this attack on you, and you just have to find a way to break free, and it can be really dark. So whenever I survive any of that, I still try as much as possible to pour out more than I did before. If you are very observant, like the videos that I post on social media, I changed them. I started really well, with a nice background. Then all of a sudden I moved to my bed with another background, a pink artwork. It wasn't intentional. I did that because when I was recording the way I was recording, with this background and a nice, editing and everything, it got to a point I couldn't stand anymore. The last time I tried to stand, I almost fainted. I was dizzy. So now I had to move to my bed and sit down and talk to the camera. And it changed like, my editing, and it changed so many things like the lights there. And I was like, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep pushing myself. Because like my health has been attacked so many times. Like, even though sometimes when I'm posting, I'm not in the best shape. I have been so consistent with my podcast, but there have been days
you deserve an award for that on YouTube, everywhere.
Yeah, there are days when I'm crying, and I'm posting, but like, I have to do this. It's about discipline. It's not about how I feel. It's not about what I'm going through. I have to push through. So yeah, it's not easy, but that's the power of positivity. And also I also feel my positive bank, because when days are like for example, a day like this, a really calm day without any problem, just a calm day like this, when there are days like this, you don't need what's in your positive bank. So but whenever I'm going through something difficult, is what's in my positive bank that keeps me moving, is what's in my positive bank that that prevents me from losing it or wanting to take my life or just like, throwing in the towel. And I do that by every single day. I just listen to positive words, either it's a motivational podcast, my own videos, my own posts, or
So you
somebody else's.
you benefit from your own
I love
work.
to watch myself. I hear people say I don't love my voice. See, sometimes when I'm listening to myself, it feels like I'm listening to another person. I do. There was this day I just bench watched my videos on
Yes.
TikTok. I just did that because I love to listen to myself. I always try to separate myself from myself. And there's a part of me that has like so much wisdom that sometimes I'm even amazed by. And I love to dig into that part of myself from time to time. So I'm really glad to put all these things on social media because it really helps me myself. It helps myself in like the worst times. And on social media, I'm like, if you want to follow and follow me, I really do not care. Like, even if I have one person following me, it's for me, to be honest. Because when I go back and I look at my post, it heals me. It helps me to navigate through life.
That's really, really good. So, for people who have, sometimes you've had a negative, because of a negative experience, you always have the tendency to be negative. For example, maybe you've had a lot of rejections as a result of unemployment, or you've had failed relationships and all of that. It's very difficult for you to be positive, or you didn't have the kind of supportive family to draw from. How can someone like that, start afresh and begin? Sharon talked about this positive thing. I want to be a positive person. How does the person become very positive?
It can be tough, to be honest. I mean, because there have been certain things that I just keep getting rejected over and over. And I keep crying over and over, and it can be hard. Even with relationships too as well, like the kind of person you meet, and it feels like you're meeting the same type of people over and over again, even though you have a different mindset. So it can be very, very tough. But what I'll say is the way I've navigated through it all is by accepting myself and who I am, and know that there's so much within me. And whatever you are going through right now is just there to build who you're supposed to be. You can always change the way you think. And positivity is not magic. The fact that you're thinking this way right now, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden your life is going to be magical and you're going to, have all your dreams. It's not like that. It doesn't work that way. I still go through things. So I would say that it's not just a mindset, it's not just a way of thinking, but it's a lifestyle. So you have to start by, first of all, recognizing how you think and notice the pattern, like how you think and the pattern, how should I put it, the pattern of your life and the pattern of your thinking, right?
Yes.
And if you notice that it's a negative way of thinking, then you go like, okay, I'm going to decide to change the way I think and also change my confessions. And with that, it starts gradually. So some of the things that I have today is as a result of the things I said 3 years, 4 years ago, or what I thought about
like
3 years. Yes, I promise you. You see, I live in France right now. About 5 years or 6 years ago, when I was in Ghana, I was on my bed and I was just talking, like, out of the silence of my heart. I love to say that. I was just like praying and I was like, I would love to speak another language. I wasn't really excited about the idea of going to the United States or going to the UK because I already speak English and my English is very clear. I'm constantly improving my English, but my English is Englishing. Like, I have a good English. So I was just like, I would love to speak like the international languages, either Chinese or French. So I was thinking it and I was just positive about it. And when I'm here today and I'm speaking with a French person, and I can understand about 85% of what the person is saying, I'm just like, this is crazy. This is unbelievable, because, and that's because of how I was thinking years ago. It didn't happen for me the time I was thinking it, but it happened for me years after. So if you want to change your life, it starts from how you think today. It's like you're sowing a seed into the future, but you don't stop thinking that way. You have to be choosy with your words. Don't just say things out of your mouth. Wow. You just say things because you think that's how you feel. It's not everything that you feel that you say. And replace your words with grateful words. I love gratitude. Gratitude is one of the things that helps to attract a lot into my life, I would say. I love to think that my life is a miraculous life. So and not because I am just a special human being that God has just hand chosen to be. No. We are all special. It's just how I choose to do things. When I'm in the negative times or I'm getting so many rejections, you should see how grateful I am in that moment. First, I will cry. Trust me, I do cry.
The crying helps with the pain.
It does help with the pain. Learn to cry, let it go. If you want to say, why me? Say it all. Like, let it go. Like, cry. Trust me, I can cry. Like, let's say, for example, I could cry today. The next day, I'm out and I'm doing things and I'm taking this appointment and I'm traveling and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And, just allow yourself to feel your emotions and then always remember the good things that have happened to you in the past when you're going through the bad times now. And most importantly, with relationship, we're all going through it. That one day, I don't know, it looks like God has to create new men for us because that one, see, I've met the most positive of the most positive women. They are going through it. That one day, I really, I don't know what kind of advice to give when it comes to relationship. But I would say, because we are growing, right? I'm sure you're in your 30s by now.
I turned 30 in July.
You see, 30. And I'm also approaching 30. But it's not like we are not positive. It's not like we don't think about it. I just got out of a relationship not too long ago. I was thinking, this is the guy. This is the guy I'm going to be with. I was so excited. But one of the things I've noticed is that it's the relationship I have with myself that matters. Yeah. And I really love that. Like, I treat myself like a baby. I can go somewhere if I'm hungry or have a meeting. If I'm hungry, I will eat before I continue with the meeting or even an exam. So I really treat myself like a baby. I buy myself flowers, and I don't think it's something that we as women should continuously aspire for or even create. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you can have a relationship with yourself. And if you don't, especially like the partnership thing, it doesn't make or break you if you don't have it. Your life still continues. You can still meet people go on dates and have fun. Don't take it too personal. Yeah.
Okay. So Sharon, if someone would like to be your client, since you're a mindset coach, how can do you offer your services?
Yeah, I already started. I have like a couple of clients that I coach, and if you go on the link in my bio, any of my platforms,
so I'll share in my description box and on the screen. Please, you people should go and check Sharon. She has great resources, really great resources.
Yes, I do. I actually have great resources, but you know what I feel like? Sometimes I feel like God, sometimes God puts some of his children in the hiding place, because to be honest, I'm learning a lot. And I was even telling my mom that if I had made it, let's say last year or so, I won't be prepared, because I'm learning a lot. I'm learning to stand my ground, to be assertive, to not take bullshit, to do this, to do that, to do that. So I love this hiding place. And I just love, like, that's why I'm still creating, because like God really does a lot with, some of his children who are working like me. He does a lot. And in your hiding place, you learn a lot. He builds you up. So yeah. But I have a lot of great resources that can help people, get through depression, get through, your state of mind, even when you're paranoid about something, all that. If you have like mental disorder and you're scared about life, or without mental disorder as well, I have so many resources, so many videos, audios, podcasts, so many things on the internet that can help people. Yeah.
So
I've
they
done
can
over 100 episodes.
Okay. That is very true, very
Yeah.
verified. So they can just send you a message to reach out to you if they want
Yes.
you to help them.
Yes.
Okay. So Sharon, do you have any final words?
Oh, what can I say? Oh, thank you very much for bringing me on your platform. To be honest, thank you.
You have brought you have brought me to your platform first, so I should be thanking you for coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's so true. You on season 4, season 5. Oh yeah.
I'll
Oh my
put the
God.
link to that podcast in the description box so that people can go and listen to it too.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for bringing me finally. Let me say it that way. And to anybody that is like struggling out there, what I'll say is that you're not the only one. And also, there's nothing like figuring it out. We are always figuring it out. Just look at my life. I did something for almost 7 years and I'm not doing it now. I don't even have plans on doing it anymore. I'm doing something totally different than what I expected to be doing. So whatever you're doing at the moment, yeah, put your mind to it because you learn a lot. I learned a lot from that, which translated into what I'm doing now. But just keep moving. Even if you feel lost in life, just keep moving. Take baby steps. Maybe this week you can do something just in 2 days. Do it. Maybe the next week you can just do it one time the whole week. The next week you could do it every single day. But in life, you never stop moving. Even if you take a break for a week, like you don't stop moving, you keep moving. And things will get better. Things always do get better. So don't throw in the towel. Just keep moving and be hopeful. Hope is a very powerful thing.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Everything that Sharon has said is very true. And you yourself, you will see results if you practice all the things that she's talking about. She's living proof of everything that she's saying. She wouldn't say it if it didn't work for her. And me, myself, in my own life, I've realized that when you are positive, you do your confessions, you try to see the best out of every situation, you are grateful all the time. The negative energy is around, but you are less likely to, absorb it. And then you, because of how positive you are like a light in the darkness around. Yes. So thank you so much, Sharon, for what you are doing. It's a very noble work. I mean, it's not easy to, be vulnerable all the time. And when you're always vulnerable and you're always pouring into people, sometimes when you are going through your own things, it's not all the time that people know, because they know you to be a very positive person. So how can you be having a bad day? They think everything, but for continuously and constantly showing up, showing out, being there, thank you so much. You are saving a lot of lives. You are saving so many lives. And I know your audience, they are all over the world of different age ranges. And so thank you for being that light. Sharon is always, she's always smiling. She's always happy. I wish
Alex.
So thank you.
Je suis très, très souriante.
Merci beaucoup. Et bon week-end.
Bon week-end à toi aussi. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci du fond du cœur.
Merci du fond du cœur. And I please let me not disgrace myself before people start wondering if my French certificate is legit. I'll find the translation and put it there, but I know it has something to do with the heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, du fond du cœur. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sharon, and we wish you all the best. Continue being that lifeguard there, saving people that are drowning. And
Amen.
I can't wait to see what God has in store for you. And I'm so glad that some of us are backstage, by the backstage and on the front row, seeing all that you're doing, so that when finally you get the recognition you truly deserve, we can state for a fact that we were there some.
Yeah. I feel you.
So bye from Ghana.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Bye from France.